Okay, good evening, everybody. I hope all of you are in complete health and everything is going well for you. And I wish all of your prayer has been accepted by Allah in these holy months. And please let me start class. As you know, the time of class is very short and we don't have enough time. So I have to start a class sooner than normal classes. But I don't know, unfortunately, the number of students has diminished very much in comparison to before Ramadan. So as I told you, please don't miss the classes and attend classes in Ramadan. After Ramadan, I will hold an extra classes to make up for these lost hours in Holy Ramadan. But because of the limited time, I cannot repeat the house lessons. So I want to ask you attend classes and don't miss them. Okay, please let me start class. As a review, I want to tell you we started the supply chain management topic last week, and we talked about the concept of supply chain management and the importance of this topic in current competition is between two companies no longer. Nowadays, the competition is between the supply chain of companies, the supply chain that have been structured by companies. So this is the reason that this topic is very important. So let me repeat the definition of supply chain management again for those students were absent last week. The supply chain management is the integration of the activities that procure materials and services, transport them into intermediate goods and the final product, and deliver them to customer. All of this process, all of these activities which are done by companies, it's called supply chain management. So supply chain management is a set of activities of integration of activities that purchase material or procure materials, services, transform them into intermediate goods and the final product, and finally deliver them to customers, to final customers. This process is called supply chain management. So your company, which you are working in, is one chain of the supply chain management. You have customer and also you have supplier. So you are in middle of this chain because before you is supplier and after you is customer. This chain is supply chain management. You procure material or purchase material and services from supplier, transport them into intermediate goods and deliver them to your customer. Your customer is next to you, and after you. Your customer also transport them into another form of intermediate goods and transfer it and deliver it to its customer. So the product is flowing across this chain to reach the final consumer or end consumer. The competition is no longer between companies, it's between supply chain. If the companies can make a strong supply chain together, supply chain or the supply chain network together, they can be successful in the market, especially global market, and they can surpass the competitors. They can excel the competitors. So the companies are trying to find the best supplier to receive materials on time, on the right time, on the right place, and with high quality, and try to transport them in the best form of the intermediate goods, and then try to quickly deliver them to next customer. If you can do this, you can sure that are best in the market, and you can gain the competitive advantage, and you can increase your market share. So pay attention to this concept carefully. Okay. We talked about the important activities in supply chain. We discussed that important activities include determining transportation vendors, credit and cash transfers, suppliers, distributors, accounts payable and receivable, warehousing and inventory, other fulfillment, sharing customer, forecasting, and production information. Yes, the producers are a chain of this supply chain. Please have a look at the name of this phrase, supply chain. What's the meaning of chain? So all of you have seen chain, okay? The chain has been made of lots of rings that has been linked together. Okay, your company is one ring of the supply chain, a partial part of the supply chain. If you make the strong supply chain, it means that you should choose the best supplier to receive the high quality material, raw material on time and on right place, and try to transfer them into best form, into high quality intermediate goods, and quickly deliver them to your customer. If you do these actions very carefully, accurately, and very quickly, you can be sure that you have made the strong chain, and you can gain competitive advantage in comparison to other companies that are working or operating same as you, in the same level or in the same industry. Okay, so they are the important activities. Include determining transportation vendors. Transportation vendors should be chosen accurately, wisdomly. For example, by truck, by airplane, by ship, and which private companies are the best transportation vendors. All of them should be considered, because you should select the best company for your transferring the material. If you want to ensure yourself that your material has been delivered to the customer on right time and on right place. Credit and cash transfer in this chain is very, very important. The companies should settle the dues and accounts payable on right time, and they should receive the account receivable on time as well. On the other hand, the selecting suppliers is very, very important in making a strong supply chain. Distributors also is very important. Account payable and account receivable is a special form of the credit and cash transfers, and they should be done on time. Because if you settle accounts payable, your suppliers will trust you more and try to deliver you the best raw material on time. Warehousing and inventory is very, very important. You should control and monitor the inventory level in warehousing and in a store, and try to place an order before your store become vacant. Order fulfillment also should be taken place in the best way. And the last one is the sharing customer forecasting and production information. Production information is very, very important. All of you are familiarized with concept of IS, or information system. Information system currently is playing an important role in making a strong supply chain. If all of the chain in supply chain, all of the companies which have made a chain, can transfer the information, the right information across themselves, they can make better decisions, and they can create the best, the high quality product and goods. So it's very important that the right information is flowed across this chain. So these 8 items are the most important activities that should be considered in making a strong supply chain. Okay, now let's continue lesson. As you know, these days are era of the globalization. Time is time of globalization, and as we discussed earlier, we find out that many companies are interested in to transfer their facilities and companies to other countries, to new countries or abroad. So in the globalization, the supply chain is very, very important and is very hard to be managed, because you and suppliers are separate and are from each other. Are far from each other. For example, your supplier may be very far away you. For example, you are operating in Afghanistan, but your supplier is from Germany. Your second supplier is from Iran, and third supplier is from, for example, Japan. All of your suppliers that which providing the raw materials for you are far from you. So the transporting and something and the transferring money, credit and cash is very hard to be managed against the situation that all of suppliers are operating inside your company, inside your country, Afghanistan. So globalization and global supply chain is a little hard to be managed, and something should be monitored, and it should be by high-skilled managers. In supply chain in global environment must be able to react to sudden changes in parts availability, distribution, shipping channels, important duties, and currency rate. They should be considered in global supply chain. Global supply chain, as I told you, is when your suppliers and your customers are outside your country and are abroad. In this situation, you have made a global supply chain. The second issue is use the latest computer and transmission technologies to schedule and manage the shipment of parts in and finished products out. They should be monitored, staffed with local specialists who handle duties, trade, customs, and political issues. So the staff who are being selected are being employed by your company outside the company in new outside the Afghanistan or in new country should be very specialists in handling duties, trade, customs, and political issues. You know, all of them should be handled by high knowledge staff. So in globalization, in global supply chain, these issues should be considered. Any question? Okay. I want to ask you study this lesson carefully. You know, it's very important. As I told you, the competition is no longer between companies; it's between supply chain, and especially in time of globalization. If you want to have a successful company, consider this issue and try to learn in the very well. Learn it very well. Okay. Supply chain, as I told you, is very important because, as you see, the high percent of the sales, high percent of revenue in any company has been allocated to purchasing in supply chain. For example, in automobile industry, 67% of revenue has been allocated to purchasing raw material from suppliers. In food, 60%, and in lumber, 61, paper industry, 55, petroleum, 79, is very high, and transportation industry, 62. This is the reason that why supply chain is very important, because a high percent of revenue has been allocated to making this. Make or buy decisions. The manufacturing company always are examining this issue and make a decision to make or buy materials. Make this material themselves or outside it, or buy or purchase this. Make or buy decision is very important because it can decrease the cost of company. The reasons for making. You should consider these reasons. The operation managers in any company should consider these items. If they see that they have a strong evidence to make this raw material, it's better to make it instead of purchase. But if the evidence and the reasons is not high, reason is not high, is not very the reason is not very strong to make, it's better to purchase it. So the reasons for making is to maintain core competence. Sometimes companies see that if they make the material, it can help them to increase core competence among their competitors in market. One of the most important things that all of the companies are struggling to achieve it is increasing core competence, because it can help them to gain competitive advantage. Core competence can include such as good specialists, high fund or high budget inside the company, and the modern technology, and so all of this can be a core competence for company. When companies try to maintain these or keep these, it finds out that the making material is better for them in this situation. The second one is the lower production cost. It's clear. When you see that if you make this material, your incur less cost, don't hesitate. Better to make it. Unsuitable suppliers. Sometimes companies see that the suppliers are not suitable. For example, they are producing low quality material. It can make the company to think about making material for itself. Number four is the assure adequate supply, quantity or delivery, and also it's very clear. The quantity or delivery adequate supply when is not acceptable, company try to make. Number five is they utilize the surplus labor or facility. Sometimes companies see that they have surplus or extra labor and facility, and they want to utilize them, and so they decide to make it. Obtain desired quality is clear. Number seven is remove supplier collusion. Number eight is obtain unique item that would entail a prohibitive commitment for supplier. Protect personnel from a layoff. Protect proprietary design or quality. Increase or maintain size of company. So these items are the reasons for making instead of purchasing. So operation managers should examine these items and try weight them, and then make a better decision to make or purchase. Now the reasons for purchasing or reasons for buying material. One, the number one is the freeze management to deal with its core competence. It frees management to deal with its core competence. Number two is the lower acquisition cost. Sometimes the purchasing cost is less than making creating or making cost. Number three is the preserve supplier commitment. Sometimes the company have been committed to suppliers to purchase material for 5 years for a determined years that have been identified in contract. So because they are committed to supplier, they should keep promise and continue purchasing. Number four is obtain technical or management ability. Number five is inadequate capacity. Yes, sometimes the capacity of company for making material or for producing material is not adequate, is not enough, and they have to purchase it. Number six is reduce inventory cost. Yes, through this they can purchase the needed quantity, and they can eliminate the inventory and consequently inventory costs. Number seven, ensure alternative sources. Number eight is inadequate managerial or technical resources. Number nine is reciprocity. And number 10, items protected by a patent or trade secret. Okay. Okay. Number 3 is preserve supplier commitment. Number 2 is preserve supplier commitment. Sometimes in contraction, when you make a contraction to supplier, the number of years or the number of the quantity are determined by managers in contract. For example, you should purchase the materials from us for 3 years. They sign it. Okay, these bring a commitment to company. So they cannot break it, and they should keep this promise or commitment. Commitment is means a promise. You know, this is example for number 3. Example for number 5: inadequate capacity. For example, when you decide to produce material, you should monitor and calculate your capacity. If your capacity is not enough, for example, you have not enough budget, you have not enough money, or you have not enough staff, personnel, and if you want to provide them, it will cost you. So, in this situation, you realize that it's better to purchase from outside, from a supplier, rather than to make it, to create it. Okay. And number 9 is reciprocity. Reciprocity is if I want to reciprocity is interrelation, you know, interrelation action, interrelation transaction, means interrelation transaction. For example, company make a contract to suppliers, suppliers provide raw material to company, and when company produce it, send back these products to supplier again. Interrelationship contract or interrelationship, you know, interrelationship actions, interaction, yes, interaction. Clear? Okay. You're welcome. And outsourcing. Outsourcing means when company decide to purchase or use the services from outside the company, not produce themselves or provide themselves. It means that the transfer traditional internal activities and resources of the firm to outside vendors or outside suppliers. Number 2, utilizes the efficiency that comes with specialization. It means that some production, you know, some work need a high technology. It's very specialized, you know, and it will need it needs a high specialization. The company is not able to do this. So they have to transfer it to outside and request outside to do this for them. And firms outsource information to, one of your students has given an example for reciprocity. Yes, uh, it's a good example. For example, one company is providing milk and another company is providing milk page. They can make a contract together for interrelationship transaction. Okay, thank you. Ethics in the supply chain. Yes, the most important issue. Ethics in the supply chain. As you know, a lot of companies are operating in the supply chain together. But sometimes they become naughty and they want to increase profit, so they want to use a trick and evade their partners. The ethics in the supply chain is very important. If they want to work together for a long time. The opportunities for unethical behavior are enormous and temptations are high. Pay attention to this sentence. Opportunities for unethical behavior are enormous and temptations are high. Many companies have strict rules and codes of conduct that define acceptable behavior in the supply chain. So when you want to make a contract with a supplier to other company and bring them inside your chain, inside your circle or ring, everything should be clear. You know, everything should be clear in transaction paper. Institute has been established for supply chain management. Ethical behavior means that, for example, imagine you're working with a supplier, for many years. You know, after at first your supplier was very good and delivered to you high quality products. But after 3 years working together, they are tempted to increase their profit and try to produce lower quality product for you in a way that you don't understand that. For example, up to now, they have been providing German materials for their product to deliver to you. But after this, they have decided to purchase the Chinese materials that are very cheaper. But they don't tell you. They tell you it's German, and you think that your supplier is producing with German material, and you are not aware about that, you know. So it's not ethical. It's unethical behavior. Because your supplier is committed to you that producing high quality. Did you get it? Okay? Okay. So, hence, many companies have strict rules and codes of conduct that define acceptable behavior. And Institute for Supply Chain and for Supply Management has developed a detailed set of principles and standards for ethical behavior. Let's be familiarized with these principles. Principles and standards for ethical supply chain management conduct. Loyalty to your organization. Justice to those with whom you deal. Justice to those with whom you deal. Faith in your profession. These three items are main principles of ethical supply chain management conduct. Loyalty to your organization, justice to those with whom you deal, faith in your profession. Okay. Yes, faith. What's the meaning of faith? It's clear, faithful. Faithful. Look up this word in dictionary. Very clear. Faith in your opinion is be honest. Faith means be honest in your profession. It's very important. If you be honest or if you be faith in your profession, faith means the honest here, you know. Ikhlas, touch, iman. Yes, iman is touch, ikhlas. Amin. Okay. Avoid the intent and appearance of unethical or compromising practice in relationships, actions, and communications. Avoid the intent and appearance of unethical or compromising practice in your relationship with others and in actions and your communications. So, number 2, sorry. Demonstrate loyalty to the employer by diligently following the lawful instructions of employer, using reasonable care and granted authority. Number 3, avoid any personal, business, or profession activity that would create a conflict between personal interest and the interest of the employer. These principles are very important, especially in globalization or global supply chain. When you want to employ the foreigner people in your company. If you want to go abroad and establish your facility there, and you are going to employ the local people, all of these should be considered. Number four, avoid soliciting or accepting money, loans, credits, or preferential discounts, and the acceptance of gifts, entertainment, favors, or services from present or potential suppliers that might influence or appear to influence supply management decisions. Is very clear. Handle confidential or proprietary information with due care and proper consideration of ethical and legal ramifications and government regulations. Number C, promote positive supplier relationship through courtesy and impartiality. Avoid improper reciprocal agreements. Okay, they are very clear. Please have a look at them. Okay. Number 8, know and obey the letter and spirit of law. You can see a slide. You cannot see a slide. Dr. Mubin, please check your system because all of the students can see. You cannot see a slide. I don't know what happened for your computer, Dr. Mubin. I think it's your problem. Please check it your system. I don't know why. Because I have. What about now? You can see now. Vector moving, you can see. Okay. Oh, I don't know what's the problem. It just happened for you, or from first of class, you couldn't see. It has just happened, just now. Oh, I don't know what's the problem. I have no idea. Because most of the students can see. Okay. The iftar is near, yes? Iftar is near. In Afghanistan, yes? Okay. You can go and fix iftar table for your family. Some of the students privately send a message to me that iftar is near. Okay, you can go for iftar, okay, and pray for me. Thank you so much, and have a nice time with your family. We can continue next week. And please attend in class. And if you see your classmates, please tell them to attend in class and don't miss the classes. Okay. The class is short, and after Ramadan, I don't repeat these taught lessons, and I continue. Okay, have a nice time, and thank you so much to attend class. I have sent the chapter for you. You can check your email. This chapter and location. You can check your email and download them. Have a nice time. Goodbye, everybody.